Okay, we are back, literally back in Eretz Yisrael. Just got off the plane a couple hours ago, got a taxi, and it is still very hot here. So I left, it was hot. Even in America and New York, you get really good weather. It is pretty hot still here, maybe 80s, maybe almost 90 today. But Baruch Hashem, it's good to be back, seeing all the, well, didn't see too many people yet. Kind of quiet here. Um, And yeah, really, really good to be back. It's been a long time. Had some good moments, weddings, avart, aufruf, family reunion, Shabbos with the family. Just really some great times. Rafting, canoeing, Florida, a lot of good stuff. But El, we got to start thinking about El. And here we are. Here we are now, Yudalef. So interesting mitzvahs in the parsha. Ish Toar, the captive woman, the beautiful captive woman. A lot of Torah about what's happening here. Did it take place? Who's H Pastor? How is it allowed? The Torah allows because you're going to do it anyway. But sounds like you do this after the war is over. You take Isha, then the Alta Isha, then afterwards you take for wife. A lot of different dikdukim going on here. And the Marmar Shemesh has a very interesting idea that take a step backwards. This Hasidus kind of applied to us. That really, we're not talking about the war battle against people. We're about our own Yetzer. We're talking about our own Yetzer. That's Mechamas Mitzvah. It's Melchama Alecha. You're finding yourself, Shvisa Shivyo. You take it captive. And you actually are using this opportunity to kind of focus and fight the Yetzer Hara. That's what we're kind of do here. But, Marva Shemesh says, interestingly enough, not through fasting, not through hurting yourself. This is through proper ways. Shavisa, shivyo. Take the word shivyo, a little bit extra. Shin, shalosh is 3. And Beis Yud Vav 18. The 3 avos, Avraham Yaakov, with the 18, with the Amida, which one that's right. It's literally channeling the avos with your Amida. That's the way to kind of start the process of tshuva. That's the only way really to kind of approach El. Unfortunately, a lot of people, Marishemsh's people, they spend their time fasting. They spend their time doing things that hurt them, doing things that take them away. And it's really counter what we're trying to do. We said this before with Yeshua. People, something bad happened to them. Instead of doing tshuva or you your actions, you start fasting. Or you make shavuos. Oh, I'm not going to have chicken for a year. What? Oh, you know what? I have a problem with learning Torah. So instead of improving that, I'll just give tzedakah. Nothing wrong with tzedakah. But you have to really tackle what your situation is. And by kind of doing these end arounds, okay, I'm going to fast. We'll stay up all night and I'll stay by and down cry for the korban. Yes, people do that. We're talking about tshuva. We're talking about finding a Sahara. And these are two separate things. And someone who thinks that their answer is to fast or to do these side things and not tackle your issues, that's the Yetzer Hara talking to you. Yetzer Hara doesn't want you to do real tshuva. Yetzer Hara wants you to think that what you're doing is really productive, and really it's counterproductive. That's kind of really what the Marva Shemesh is saying. That's the way to do this. When you go to the path of the avos through tefillah, that's how you go towards tshuva. Another idea, which is a similar idea, with Kantzibur, Efrochem al Beitzim, Shasa Aim, Marva Shemesh is also. This is a tough mitzvah to do. A couple years ago, we tried this in our house. There was a nest, and I tried to chase the mother away and take the eggs down, and use a hockey stick, and the eggs just crashed and they just exploded. So that didn't work out. That wasn't the mitzvah. That's a tough one. But here, we're talking about people being together. We're talking about Aladera, and the line is Kol Eitz O Ala Aretz, whether they're in a tree or on the ground. And the Marva Shemesh has the same idea we said last week, the idea of Chibuk Chaverim, at this uproar last week for Beckham, I mentioned that, it's a very important trait. One of the 48 ways to get the Torah, Kohen the Torah, is chibuk chaverim. We don't talk about this a lot. We talk about rabbis, talk about tzedakah, Torah. Be close to your chaverim. And if it's either eights, meaning you are attached to the eights, meaning it's tzaddik, or it's regular people, the key is to be chibuk chaverim, and that's really going to inspire a person to do tshuva for Elul. As long as you're with a group that is really serious about Torah, serious about midos, you're going to be inspired to do tshuva, as opposed to, my research again, is bodilus. Nothing wrong with being by yourself and kind of contemplating your actions, but to have that as your main focus of Elul is to be by yourself. Some people do it, but how are you learning to get better? It's kind of like learning Torah by yourself. How are you getting better? You have your own Gemara. You kind of learning of your own knowledge. How do you get better? By looking at other people, being close to other your friends and a tzaddik. You see what they're doing and inspires you to do tshuva. So again, another lesson of not being lotiach ein malbanim, not to separate ein malbanim. Mar Shemesh has a reference there to be separate, to spotless, but no, stay shachs ein tikach, being together. Ma'itavacha rachti yamim. Have us to be together, chibuk chaverim, and being together with your Rav. This is the proper way to inspire you to get tshuva. In Brooklyn, at the Monash the Shebot has a huge board and has the yard sites of the month. And when I first got there in Tammuz, it was showing Sivan. And then in Av, it was showing Av, which was fine. And now it's El, it's showing Tishrei. So it's two boards, they're both not synced right, and no one knows how to fix these things, but it's okay. But the yard site in Tishrei is Pramashman, the mayor, Menachem Mendel Pramashman, who has a very interesting quote and has the yard site. And then it has something they said in their sefer. And Menachem Mendel Pramashman said that excessive fasting and self-flagellation is really counterintuitive to what we're trying to do here, especially during Elul, because those things weaken you. You weaken your body, weaken your mind. Yes, we have fast days. It's supposed to kind of weaken, it's supposed to take some of that koach. It's kind of like a carbon. But to spend your whole Elul or Tishrei, whatever it is, just to fast all the time, your mind isn't sharp and you can't learn Torah. And the things to get you close to Hashem, Tefillah and Torah, is weakened for the fast day. So again, you're doing something which is counterproductive. You're sizzling the steak, that kind of thing. And that's kind of really what the Meir Hashem says, is that you have to serve Hashem properly, full mind, with a healthy body, and not to do all these fast days and things like that. And with that, hope everyone has an enjoyable Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome back to me.